Captain Haenul Kim looked out at the stars through the main view screen of the Dauntless Asterisk. The United Earth Coalition vessel had been on a routine patrol when they detected the distress signal. Now, a damaged alien ship drifted silently before them, its hull scarred with burn marks. Sensors show the ship's power systems are failing, Commander Jaiho Park said, his eyes fixed on the readings at his station. Life support is at minimal levels. Haenul brushed a strand of dark hair from her face. Any life signs? Yes, Captain. Faint but stable. The ship's atmosphere seems compatible with our own. The bridge fell silent as the crew awaited her decision. This was potentially humanity's first contact with an intelligent alien species. The protocols were clear, but the reality of the situation made Haenul's heart beat faster. Inform medical to prepare for possible alien physiology, she said firmly. Commander Park, Lieutenant Da, you're with me. We'll lead the contact team. In the shuttle bay, the team suited up. They wore standard environmental suits with helmets, not because they needed them for life support, but as a precaution against unknown pathogens. Remember, Haenul told the 6-person team, we're here to help. No weapons unless absolutely necessary. The shuttle crossed the short distance between the ships. Up close, the damage looked worse. Something had attacked this vessel with powerful weapons. Docking complete, Lieutenant Day announced. Pressure is holding. Haenul took a deep breath. Let's make history. The airlock opened to reveal a corridor lit by emergency lights. The ship's interior looked nothing like human designs. The walls curved organically, with no sharp angles, and the material seemed almost alive, pulsing slightly with faint blue light. This way, said Jaiho, following the life sign readings. They're gathered in what appears to be a central chamber. The team moved carefully through the ship. Strange symbols covered the walls, and the air carried a scent like cinnamon and ozone. After several minutes, they reached a large circular door. Life signs just beyond, Jaiho confirmed. Haenul stepped forward and placed her hand on a panel beside the door. To her surprise, it slid open immediately. Inside, a group of aliens huddled together. They resembled large birds, standing about 5 feet tall with humanoid torsos, but avian features. Their bodies were covered in feathers that shimmered with colors that seemed to shift as they moved. Some were clearly injured, with bandages made of a silvery material wrapped around limbs or torsos. When the humans entered, the aliens reacted with alarm. They made soft trilling sounds and moved protectively around their wounded. One stepped forward, taller than the others, with feathers that shone more brightly. This one wore a complex harness across its chest, with various tools or devices attached. I am Captain Haenul Kim of the United Earth Coalition vessel Dauntless Asterisk, Haenul said, activating her translator in hopes that it might begin to process the alien's language. We received your distress signal and are here to offer assistance. The alien leader tilted its head, beak slightly open. It trembled visibly but held its ground. Haenul slowly removed her helmet, a gesture of trust. We mean you no harm, she said clearly. We're here to help. The alien watched her face with intelligent eyes. Then it touched a device on its harness. A moment later, the voice emerged, mechanical but understandable. I am Taylor, flight leader of the Vox Theory research vessel Morning Light *. The alien's voice came through the translator with surprising clarity. The care, they hunt us. We have fled for many cycles. The care, Haenul asked. Who are they? Taylor's feathers flattened against its body. Predators. They seek our biomedical knowledge. They would enslave us for it. The alien gestured to the wounded. We escaped, but at great cost. Haenul nodded slowly. Your ship is severely damaged. We can offer repairs, medical assistance, and safe passage. Taylor conferred briefly with the others, their language a beautiful series of musical trills and clicks. Then the alien leader turned back to Haenul. Why would you help us? You know nothing of our kind. Because it's the right thing to do. Hey Newell said simply. The United Earth Coalition believes in peaceful contact and mutual aid. For the first time, Taylor's feathers relaxed slightly. Then, we accept your help, Captain Haenul Kim. Over the next few days, the humans worked to heal the wounded Voxtheri and repair their ship. The aliens proved to be peaceful scholars with astonishing medical technology. They could regrow damaged tissue, cure diseases with targeted therapies, and extend lifespans significantly. Our people have always focused on healing, Taylor explained to Haenul as they shared a meal in the Dauntless mess hall. We never developed weapons or defenses. We never needed them until the care found us. Haenul watched the alien delicately pick up a piece of fruit with taloned fingers. Perhaps our peoples can help each other. You have medical knowledge beyond our understanding, and we can offer protection. Taylor's feathers shimmered with what Haenul had learned was excitement. An alliance? Our council would welcome this discussion. Haenul smiled. Then let's arrange a proper meeting. I believe this is the beginning of something important for both our species. Lieutenant Ta Wu Li sat in the captain's chair of the UEC patrol vessel Swift Guardian *. The ship moved quietly along the borders of Voxtheri space. 6 months had passed since Captain Kim's historic first contact, and much had changed. Earth and the Voxtheri had formed a strong alliance that benefited both species. Ta Wu looked at the holographic display, showing the research station Harmony 1 floating peacefully against the backdrop of stars. The station was a marvel of combined human and Voxtheri engineering, a place where scientists from both species worked together. Already, their joint efforts had produced cures for 3 deadly human diseases that had once claimed millions of lives each year. Sir, incoming transmission from Harmony 1. His communications officer reported. The face of Dr. Hai Jin Ba, the station's human director, appeared on screen. Her expression was tense. Lieutenant Li, our long-range sensors have detected 3 ships approaching. They're not responding to hails, and their energy signatures match care vessels. Ta Wu felt his muscles tighten. The predatory species that had hunted the Voxtheri across the stars, had been quiet since the alliance formed. Many hoped they had given up their pursuit. How many Voxtheri are on the station? He asked. 27 scientists and their families. About 60 in total. Ta Wu nodded. Begin emergency protocols. Move all non-essential personnel to the intersections. We'll intercept the care vessels. Lieutenant, his first officer said quietly, UEC command orders state we should call for reinforcements and wait if we encounter car ships. The Swift Guardian isn't designed for heavy combat. Ta Wu looked at the tactical display. The car ships would reach Harmony 1 in 30 minutes. The nearest UEC reinforcements were at least an hour away. I understand the orders, he said, but I will not wait while those scientists are in danger. Set course to intercept. The Swift Guardian accelerated, its engines glowing bright against the darkness of space. As they approached, the care vessels came into visual range, angular, predatory ships with weapon ports clearly visible along their hulls. Open a channel, Ta Wu ordered. He stood up, straightening his uniform. This is Lieutenant Ta Wu Li of the United Earth Coalition vessel Swift Guardian *. You are approaching a protected research facility. You will cease your approach or be fired upon. The view screen remained blank for several seconds before a care face appeared. The alien had gray-green scales, yellow slit-pupilled eyes, and rows of sharp teeth that showed when it spoke. Human vessel, this does not concern you. The Voxtheri are our rightful prey. Move aside or be destroyed. Ta Wu's expression didn't change. The Voxtheri are under human protection. I repeat, withdraw now. The care commander laughed, a harsh sound like stones grinding together. 1 small ship against 3 hunters. Your courage is admirable but foolish. The transmission cut off. The car ships continued their approach. "They're charging weapons," the tactical officer reported. Teliwu sat back in his chair, his mind racing through options. The asterisk Swift Guardian asterisk couldn't win in direct combat against 3 care vessels, but it didn't need to win. It just needed to delay them. "Position us directly between the Care and Harmony 1, he ordered. "Power to forward shields. Arm all weapons." The ship moved into position, a small guardian against the approaching hunters. "Sir," the communications officer said, "Dr. Ba is requesting we withdraw. She says the station isn't worth your lives." Taiwu shook his head. "Tell her we're staying, and inform UEC command of our situation." The first car shots hit the asterisk Swift Guardian's asterisk shields with blinding force. The ship shuddered, but held position. "Return fire," Ta Wu ordered. "Target their weapon systems only." For 20 minutes, the small patrol ship took hit after hit. Warning lights flashed across the bridge as systems failed. "Shields at 30%, the tactical officer reported. "Hull breaches on decks 3 and 4. Emergency containment holding." Taiwu gripped the arms of his chair as another blast rocked the ship. "Status of the care vessels. We've damaged one's weapons array. The other 2 are still fully operational. A particularly violent hit sent several crew members sprawling to the floor." "Shields failing," the tactical officer said. 10%, 5%. Taiwu closed his eyes briefly. "All power to forward shields. Continue firing." Just as the shields collapsed completely, a new voice came over the communication system. "This is Captain Sun Mikang of the UEC battlecruiser asterisk Steadfast asterisk. Lieutenant Lee, hold position. We have the care vessels targeted." 3 UEC battlecruisers dropped out of faster-than-light travel, their weapons already firing. The car ships immediately began to retreat. "Do not pursue," Ta Wu heard Captain Kang order her fleet. "Our priority is the safety of Harmony 1 and the asterisk Swift Guardian asterisk." Later, as medical teams treated the injured crew, Captain Kang visited Ta Wu in the medical bay. "That was either the bravest or most foolish thing I've ever seen, Lieutenant," she said. "You disobeyed direct orders." Ta Wu tried to sit up, wincing at his injuries. "I couldn't let them reach the station, Captain." Kang nodded slowly. "The Vox Theory High Council has already sent a formal message of gratitude. They're calling it Lee's Stand. It seems you've become something of a hero to them." 2 weeks later, when Ta Wu was fully recovered, he visited Harmony 1. The Vox Theory scientists greeted him with a ceremony where each placed a single iridescent feather in his hands, the highest honor in their culture. The alliance between humans and Vox Theory, they said, was now unbreakable. The morning sky over New Seoul was clear and blue as Admiral Soo-Jin Kang stood at the window of her office in UEC headquarters. Her reflection showed a woman in her 50s with short gray-streaked hair and the stern expression of someone who had spent decades in military service. "They're here, Admiral," her aide announced. Soo-Jin turned, straightening her immaculate uniform. "Show them in." The care delegation entered with the confident stride of predators. 3 reptilian aliens, each standing 7 feet tall with powerful muscular bills, gray-green scales, and yellow eyes with vertical pupils. They wore minimal armor that seemed more ceremonial than functional, displaying their natural weapons, claws and teeth, with pride. The leaders stepped forward. "I am Ambassador Vrek of the Care Empire. We are honored by your hospitality." His translator conveyed his words perfectly, but couldn't hide the slight hiss that accompanied them. "Welcome to Earth," Soo-Jin said without smiling. "I trust your journey was comfortable." "Quite," Vrek replied. "Though we are eager to discuss our proposal, the Care Empire believes we could forge a most profitable arrangement between our species." Soo-Jin gestured to the conference table. "Please, be seated." The card diplomats settled into specially reinforced chairs. On the table before each was a data pad containing the Care proposal, advanced weaponry and propulsion technology in exchange for access to Vox-Theory territories and populations. Before we discuss your proposal, Su Jin said, I've arranged a small demonstration. If you'll follow me to the observation deck. The Care exchanged glances but complied. The observation deck offered a panoramic view of the sprawling UEC headquarters complex and the sky above. What you're about to witness, Su Jin explained, is a standard UEC military exercise. At her signal, the sky suddenly filled with ships. Thousands of UEC vessels, from small fighters to massive battlecruisers, appeared in perfect formation. They performed complex, synchronized maneuvers that showcased both their agility and destructive capacity. Below, on the training grounds, UEC ground forces demonstrated combat readiness. Powered armor units, infantry squads, and artillery all operated in perfect coordination. Ambassador Vrek watched with narrowed eyes. Impressive theatrics, Admiral. But the Care Empire's military might is legendary across 3 galactic sectors. This isn't theater, Ambassador. This is just one small division of our defense forces. Su Jin's voice remained calm. We wanted you to understand exactly who you're proposing an alliance with. The display continued for 20 minutes. When it concluded, Su Jin led the Care delegates to a secure communications room where a direct link to the UEC president awaited. President Du Yun Choi appeared on the large screen, his expression serious. Though in his 60s, he carried himself with the vigor of a much younger man. Ambassador Vrek, I've reviewed your proposal carefully, President Choi began. The United Earth Coalition values diplomatic relations with all species. However, we must decline your offer. Vrek's scales darkened slightly in what Su Jin recognized as anger. May I ask why? Our technology would greatly benefit humanity. Because, the President continued, the Vox-Theory are our allies. Their territories are under our protection. The Vox-Theory are a resource, Vrek argued. Their medical technology would benefit both our species. They need proper management. President Choi shook his head. They are a sovereign species and our friends. To the Care Empire, we say this once. Do not harm our alien allies. Vrek laughed, a sound like rocks sliding down a hill. His mouth opened to reveal rows of sharp, serrated teeth. Your species is physically inferior to ours. This warning means nothing. Physical strength isn't everything, Ambassador, President Choi replied calmly. Admiral Kang will conclude our meeting. Good day. The screen went dark. Su Jin faced the Care diplomats. Before you leave, I have something for each of you. She removed 3 small black boxes from a secured cabinet and handed one to each Care. Vrek opened his immediately, finding a small data crystal inside. What is this? He demanded. Earth's historical records, Su Jin explained. Specifically, accounts of what happened to those who threatened human allies throughout our history. Vrek inserted the crystal into his personal device. His yellow eyes widened slightly as he scrolled through the information. The records showed how, despite being physically outmatched in many conflicts, humans have prevailed through strategy, determination, and often shocking levels of force when defending allies. You should pay special attention to the Proxima Colonial incident, Su Jin suggested. When the Garulian hegemony attacked our mining colonists there, they expected an easy victory against a small human outpost. They didn't just lose, they ceased to exist as a political entity within a standard year. Vrek's scales rippled in what might have been unease. These could be fabrications. You're welcome to verify them independently, Su Jin said. The locations and evidence still exist. The Care Ambassador closed the file. The Care Empire does not respond well to threats, Admiral. This isn't a threat, Su Jin replied. It's context for our warning, which I'll repeat once more. Do not harm our alien allies. As the Care delegation departed, Su Jin watched their ship leave Earth's atmosphere from her office window. Her aide entered quietly. Do you think they'll heed the warning, Admiral? Su Jin's expression remained impassive. No. They're hunters by nature. They'll test us. And when they do, Su Jin turned away from the window. Then we'll show them exactly why we only needed to say it once. The attack came without warning. 5 massive Care warships dropped out of faster-than-light travel and immediately opened fire on the orbital defenses around New Haven. The peaceful Vox Theory colony, home to over 30,000 of the bird-like aliens and 5,000 human researchers and their families, had only minimal protection. Colonel Min Seo-yoon was having breakfast in her quarters aboard the UEC destroyer Resolute when the alarm sounded. She was on the bridge within 2 minutes, still securing her uniform jacket. "Status report," she ordered, taking her command position. "Care War fleet attacking New Haven's orbital platforms," her tactical officer reported. 5 capital ships, at least 20 support vessels. They've already taken out 3 of the 5 defense satellites. Min Seo's face hardened. "How many ships do we have in the system?" "Just us, the patrol cruiser Vigilant and 2 supply vessels, Colonel." Against 5 Care warships, the odds were terrible. But New Haven held thousands of civilians, both Vox Theory and human. "Contact the Vigilant *. Order the supply ships to begin immediate evacuation of civilians from the surface. Deploy all fighter squadrons." Min Seo's voice was steady. "Priority is civilian evacuation. We need to buy them time." On the surface of New Haven, Captain Hyun-Woo Ba was leading a training exercise for the small UEC security force stationed at the Human Research Center when the first Care landing craft punched through the atmosphere. At first, they looked like falling stars streaking across the morning sky. Then the explosions began. "Combat positions." Hyun-Woo shouted as researchers and their families ran for the emergency shelters. "Get those civilians underground." His force was small, just 80 soldiers against what looked like thousands of Car warriors dropping into the colony's main city. Hyun-Woo gathered his squad leaders quickly. "The Care outnumber us at least 20 to 1. They're physically stronger and better armed." "Then how do we fight them, Captain?" a young lieutenant asked. "Not head-on," Hyun-Woo replied. "They expect us to fight like them. We won't." He outlined his plan rapidly. The UEC forces would split into small teams, using the colony's underground maintenance tunnels to move undetected. They would employ hit-and-run tactics, striking only when they had advantage and disappearing before the Care could respond. "Our job isn't to win. It's to slow them down until reinforcements arrive. Buy time for the evacuation ships." In orbit, the Resolute faced 3 Care warships simultaneously. The UEC destroyer was faster but significantly outgunned. Evasive pattern Delta, Min Seo ordered as enemy fire streaked past their shields. "Target their forward weapon arrays. Fire when you have a solution." The Resolute danced between the larger Car vessels, its smaller size allowing it to maneuver in ways the enemy ships couldn't match. Each time they passed a Care warship, they fired precisely at vulnerable points, gradually wearing down their opponents. "Colonel," her communications officer called out. "Captain Bai reports the ground situation is critical. The Care are moving toward the civilian shelters." Min Seo made a quick decision. "Tell engineering to prepare for atmospheric entry. We're going down." Her first officer looked shocked. "A destroyer isn't designed for—" "I know what it's designed for." Min Seo cut him off. "Do it." On the surface, Hyun-Woo and his soldiers were proving surprisingly effective. The Car warriors, accustomed to straightforward combat, became frustrated by an enemy that wouldn't stand and fight. They'd strike from unexpected directions, disable Care equipment, and vanish into the colony's infrastructure. "They're adapting," Hyun-Woo told his squad leaders after 6 hours of this cat-and-mouse game. "They've started posting guards at tunnel entrances." "What now, Captain?" asked Sergeant Jun-Ho Kim, his uniform covered in dust from the tunnels. Hyun-Woo smiled. "We use their adaptation against them. They're pulling warriors from their advance to guard tunnels. That means fewer at the front. The UEC forces changed tactics again, now using the colony's water drainage system to move about. When the car caught on to that, they switched to moving across rooftops. By the time the Resolute entered the atmosphere, its hull glowing red-hot from the unplanned descent, Hyunwoo's forces had led the Care on a frustrating chase through the colony for nearly 18 hours. The destroyer appeared in the sky like an avenging angel, its weapons targeting the Care ground forces with surgical precision. With the arrival of this unexpected support from above, Hyunwoo launched his most daring move yet. "Now we hit their command center," he told his remaining soldiers. "They're confused and angry. Let's push them over the edge." Using captured Care weapons, the human forces attacked the enemy headquarters from multiple directions simultaneously. The Care, already frustrated by the elusive tactics they'd faced, broke formation to chase what they thought were larger human forces. In orbit, the second UEC patrol ship had disabled one Care vessel and severely damaged another. Evacuation ships, loaded with civilians, were jumping to safety. 48 hours after the attack began, the remaining Care ships received orders to retreat. Their ground forces, disorganized and demoralized, were quickly extracted. As the last enemy ship disappeared from New Haven's skies, Min Seo met Hyunwoo among the damaged buildings of the colony center. "We lost 37 soldiers," Hyunwoo reported, his face streaked with dirt and blood. "But we evacuated 80% of the civilians." Min Seo nodded. "The Care lost 2 capital ships and over 1,000 ground troops. Intelligence says it's their first major defeat in centuries." A small group of Vox Theory approached them, led by the colony's governor. The avian alien's feathers were dull with stress, but his eyes were bright. "You saved my people," the governor said through his translator. "The Care have hunted us for generations. No one has ever driven them back before." Min Seo looked at the damaged colony around them. "This was just the beginning," she said quietly. "They were testing us. They'll be back. And we'll be ready," Hyunwoo added. The great Care Armada appeared at the edge of the Sol system like a storm cloud of metal and energy. 50 warships, the pride of the Care Empire, moved in perfect formation toward Earth. Their message was simple: surrender the Vox Theory or be destroyed. Admiral Soo-Jin Kang stood on the bridge of the UEC flagship Determination watching the enemy approach on the tactical display. Her silver hair was pulled back in a tight bun, her uniform pressed to perfection. At 72, she was the oldest active admiral in the fleet, but her mind remained as sharp as her appearance. "They'd brought everything they have," her executive officer said quietly. Soo-Jin nodded. "As we expected." The UEC defense fleet seemed small in comparison, just 30 ships spread in a wide arc before Earth. But these vessels were different from any the UEC had deployed before. Each had been upgraded with technology that blended human innovation with Vox Theory biomedical science and captured Care weapons. Soo-Jin opened a channel to all UEC vessels. "Commanders, the moment we've prepared for has arrived. The Care believe our victory at New Haven was luck." A small smile touched her lips. "Let's show them otherwise." The Care fleet moved closer, their weapons charging. The largest ship, a massive dreadnought nearly 2 kilometers long, led the formation. This was the Imperial Claw the personal flagship of the Care Emperor. "They're hailing us," the communications officer reported. On screen, Soo-Jin ordered. The scaled face of Care Emperor Drak appeared, his yellow eyes gleaming with confidence. "Admiral Kang, I will speak plainly. Your species has interfered with our rightful claim to the Vox Theory for too long. Surrender them to us now, and we will spare your homeworld." Soo-Jin's expression remained calm. "Emperor Drak, I believe we already gave you our answer. We said it once. Do not harm our alien allies." The Emperor's scales darkened with anger. "Then your species will learn what it means to challenge the Care Empire. We are the apex predators off. Su Jin cut the transmission with a small gesture. That's enough of that. Battle stations. The Care fleet accelerated toward Earth, weapons firing. Energy beams and missiles streaked across space toward the human ships. Activate the shields, Su Jin ordered. The new shields, developed by human engineers using principles from Vox theory cellular regeneration, shimmered into existence around each UAC vessel. When the car weapons struck, the shields didn't just block the energy, they absorbed it. All ships, execute Battle Plan Gamma, Su Jin commanded. The UEC fleet broke formation, moving with unexpected speed. Rather than maintaining distance as conventional space combat dictated, they charged directly toward the much larger car vessels. On the Imperial Claw Emperor Drac watched in confusion as the human ships accelerated toward his fleet. What are they doing? He demanded of his generals. Unknown, Emperor, one replied. This is not standard human tactics. As the fleets merged, the true nature of the human strategy became clear. The UEC ships released thousands of small drones, each no bigger than a human hand. These devices attached themselves to the hulls of the Care warships. What are those? Drac roared. His answer came seconds later as the drones activated. They weren't weapons, they were override devices, containing computer viruses created by human programmers who had studied captured Care technology for months. Across the Care fleet, systems began to fail. Weapons powered down. Shields collapsed. Engines stuttered and died. Impossible. A Card general cried as his control panel went dark. On the determination Su Jin watched calmly as the mighty Care Armada drifted helpless in space. Target the Imperial Claws engine and weapon systems only, she ordered. Disable, don't destroy. UEC ships fired with surgical precision. Within minutes, the Care flagship was completely immobilized. Open a channel to Emperor Drac, Su Jin said. The Care leader's face appeared again, now twisted with rage and disbelief. What have you done to my ships? We studied your technology, Su Jin explained simply, and we improved upon it. Your fleet is disabled but not destroyed. Your life support systems remain functional. You cannot leave us stranded here, Drac snarled. We won't, Su Jin assured him. In 1 hour, your systems will reboot with limited functionality, enough to return to Car space. But before you go, I want to be very clear. This was just a small demonstration of what we can do. She leaned forward slightly. The Vox theory are under our protection. We said it once. We won't say it again. The battle, if it could even be called that, was over in less than 30 minutes. As promised, the Care ships regained minimal power after an hour and limped away from Earth, broadcasting surrender signals. News of the human victory spread quickly across the galaxy. Other species who had watched the conflict with interest now saw a new truth. Humans, despite being physically weaker than many species, were perhaps the most dangerous beings in known space when their allies were threatened. 1 year later, identical monuments were unveiled on Earth and the Vox theory homeworld. Massive structures of stone and metal, they depicted a human and a Vox theory standing side by side, wings and arms linked in friendship. At the base of each monument was a simple inscription in both human and Vox theory languages. We said it once. The Car never returned to human or Vox theory space. Instead, they sent ambassadors with genuine peace proposals. Other species, once hesitant to engage with humans, now saw alliances of their own. Admiral Su Jin Kang attended the monument unveiling on Earth alongside Taylor, now the Vox theory High Ambassador. As the crowds dispersed after the ceremony, Taylor's feathers shimmered with emotion. Your people changed the course of our history, the ambassador said. For generations, we lived in fear. Now we live in peace. Su Jin smiled, watching a group of human and Vox theory children playing together near the monument. That's the true lesson in all this. Not our strength or our technology, but what we can achieve when different species stand together." Taylor trilled softly in agreement. "And to think it all began with one damaged ship and one human captain who decided to help strangers in need." The end.